Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Back for the late show on this Monday night for most of you. Some of you it's Tuesday, but most of you it's a Monday evening, very late, either midnight or around 9 p.m. So I hope you're all doing well. I told you yesterday we didn't have very many updates, and then of course today is Monday, and the whole true crime world explodes with updates. That's just what happens on a Monday morning in America. So I want to say hello to everyone. Carla, hey Carla, Gayla, Carla again, Video Reel, hey, Lynn D, April B, I Hate Mornings, Diamond Hearts here, Nana Lana, Texas, Roadrunner. It's good to see you all. It really is. It's nice to be here again for another. Where are you? It's Thursday. Oh, coffee. All right. Yeah, well, at midnight it might be that. Yeah. So we got actually two of the first things I want to talk to you about are very, very sad. Um, Late yesterday, after we got off the air, there was an update on Isla Bell's, the person who murdered her, the accomplice, the person who's been charged with helping her murderer. He did get bail. He was given bail. The magistrate said that that the prosecution did not demonstrate why he is a risk to the community and how, if any of the evidence they already had outlaid paints him in such a way that he wouldn't be allowed to be within the community. So pretty disappointing. We don't want these people until they can defend their charges. Don't want them just wandering around taking fridges places with bodies in them. You know, you put a fridge in a body. I'm sorry. I mean, you put a body in a fridge. I don't know what to say about that. I mean, you help with that type of stuff. You roll the dice on what happens after. And if that means you have to go stay in jail for 3 months until court, so fucking be it. All right, here. Sorry, I'm very mad about this. I didn't mean to swear. Sorry, I've got to get into my streaming language, not my at-home language where I use swear words every 2 minutes. Here, I'll play you the video. Sorry about that. I really do need to make that swear button. We're so going to get deranked tonight. All right, here we go.
The man accused of helping Isla Bell's alleged killer dispose of her body has been bailed. Her loved one sobbed as the magistrate ruled he was not a significant threat to the community. Laura Turner was in court.
The cruelty of the past weeks compounded. Isla Bell's family in tears as the magistrate granted bail to Eyal Yafi, the man accused of helping move her body, disagreeing with police that he would interfere with witnesses. In my view, the case against him does not hinge on witnesses, but phone records, CCTV and statements to police. 19-year-old Isla Bell was allegedly murdered inside a St Kilda East apartment. Court documents revealing police alleged her body wasn't moved for 10 days. And it was then Eyal Yafi who allegedly assisted the accused murderer, Murat Ganiv, by delivering him a new fridge and helping move the old one with the young woman's body inside. It was days before an unsuspecting resident found her remains inside the fridge, which had been allegedly moved multiple times and dumped. The court heard that Yafi had a return flight to Bulgaria booked and that those plans were made after he was initially spoken to by police. Bulgaria is a country without an extradition treaty to Australia, but the magistrate did not believe that those plans were evidence he's a flight risk. I find it hard to see as a concerted effort to flee the jurisdiction. Yafi will live with his son in Brighton East and will be digitally monitored while he waits for the case against him to progress. Laura.
Sorry, you what? You find it hard to find a concerted effort to flee the country. What about the ticket to Bulgaria? Someone that doesn't have an extradition treaty with Australia, meaning had he made that flight, the Australian government would have had a almost impossible time trying to bring him back to the country. I refer you to another case where a man fled to Greece, lived there for about a decade, and it was only after he stepped foot outside of Greece and went into, I think it was Italy, they were able to finally nab him on an Interpol warrant. that is exactly what would have happened here. They may not have been able to grab him again for another, who knows, maybe a lifetime. Maybe he would have died overseas and never seen any sort of repercussions. There's one thing, right? This country is built on mateship and helping your friends. But not with this. It's not like your friend calls you up and says, "Hey, I murdered this girl. Come to my house and help me, like, dispose of the body." That's not what the country is built on. The country is built on helping mates, but not that kind of help. Uh, I find it very hard to believe that you are, considering his line of work, which is apparently, according to the documents, it's all I can go off. He is, a part-time drug dealer, got busted with a bunch of methamphetamine and money on him. I mean, I don't know what you want me to. How would you like me to defend your case? I don't think I can. I mean, I would like to be able to be like, well, this guy wasn't involved. Why are we after him? Well, you're the one who got a phone call from your friend, got told to bring a fridge, and then helped move it around Melbourne with a young woman's body inside of it for a couple of weeks while she decomposed inside that fridge. It's undefendable. So I think the community, while I doubt he's going to do anything in the next few months because he's going to be so heavily watched by VicPol, it still, to me, is a miscarriage of justice. They swooped on these guys very quickly, got this brief of evidence together. Actually, they have to hand in the brief of evidence next year, but they got this, very early set of evidence together. Were able to process these charges, get them to court, get them arrested, process it. But unfortunately, so we've got 1 out of 2 right now. One, pretty sure has been remanded in custody to face trial at a later date. He's been let out. He'll have to face court early next year. I think if I was Isla's family, I'd be very angry. I'd be very angry. I'd ask, where's our protection? And why do you feel it's okay to allow someone out that could interfere with the trial? Either interfere with the trial, flee the country. I mean, he already tried once. It boggles my mind that the magistrate was like, "Oh, I can't see how, you might want to, I don't know how he's a flight risk." He booked a ticket, you moron. Hey, Kathy, how are you? We're just sitting here being very angry at stuff again. Hey, Peekaboo, how are you? That's right. Take care of mates, but not BS. Don't intertwine yourself within a murder case. The other option would have been, mate, why do you need a fridge? If we would have said, "Oh, I need to, put like a dead animal inside," you could have gone and had a look at that and been like, I don't think that's a dead animal. Looks like a young lady that you're hanging around with the other day. I have to go this way and make a phone call." Hey, Video Reel. Hey, Rachel, good to see you. Carla says they don't care. I have a feeling, in this country right now, in Australia, there is a massive divide, unfortunately, between people who work in the public sector or other jobs that earn a lot of money, and they, are so detached from normal society that they can't see what's going on at the ground level. And I fear that's what's going on here. The judges, they're safe at home. They've got their security. They have their, $300,000 a year. They can afford to live in a nice suburb and have police on call or whatever. The victim's family does not. They have to now go through this court case knowing that at any moment this guy could be around a corner. And I'm not saying he will do that. I'm just saying that's a fear they could have. And that's, every right for them to have that fear. So I am very disappointed in our justice system down here in Victoria. I think the $20,000 of collateral is not very much money for someone who allegedly is involved in the drug trade. I think that is a small amount of money. I would have liked to have seen a property put up for collateral. Fine, you want to be on bail? Put up a property. Put up 300 grand. Put up a property so that if you piss off to Bulgaria, your family member will lose their home. Like they've done that in other cases. I don't understand why they didn't do that here. $20,000 collateral. That's it. Yeah, I know. Me too, right? Carolina says, yeah, as long as crime and riffraff doesn't come to their backyard. That's right. They don't care. They don't care because they're safe in their houses at night, safe in their judge's chamber with their friggin' police and security, basically following them 24 hours a day. Yet they're quite okay letting someone out that, allegedly would do something like this. Now, does he have a defense to this? He might do. I haven't heard it yet because we haven't gone to trial. So we'll have to wait and see. But on the basis of what we know, it's hard for me to understand where the magistrate thought this was a clever idea. And, basically said it was, what did they say? It was almost like circumstantial because they didn't have him on CCTV. Hold on. What was the wording? Where's that wording? Let me find that wording of the magistrate. Here.
Case against him does not hinge on witnesses, but phone records, CCTV, and statements to police.
All right, here's what the magistrate said. In my view, the case against him does not hinge on witnesses, but phone records, CCTV, and statements made to police. What more do you want? I mean, I reckon there's a lot of cold cases out there that police are like, I wish we had CCTV. I wish we had statements to police. I wish we had phone records that could tie someone to a crime. I'm sure there's cold case detectives all over the world that are like, I wish we had that type of evidence. And for some reason, the judge is like, oh, you don't have any witnesses. I think that's a low call from that magistrate. And I understand you have to balance the scales of justice, right? You can't just automatically go on the police's side. You have to look at the probabilities and the evidence overall. But I mean, I can't see the police file, but from what I've seen so far, it's a strong case. I mean, what more can you ask for? He got picked up twice and interviewed twice, and he changed his story. What would our friend, the homicide hunter, tell us about people who change their stories? He would tell us that you should be very, very cautious of people who change their statements to police, because people who are telling the truth don't tend to change their statements to authorities because they have nothing to hide. This guy changed his statements a couple of times, and we're here today. Video Real says balance is important, but not always equitable. Yes, I agree. He would say, that's right. He'd get to the part of the show where he'd say, my, what do we have here? I love him. He's so great. It's a shame that he didn't do this like when he was in his 40s, so we'd have like 35 years of of shows about him. But he is a great cop. I love his instincts for crimes. I'm so disappointed I didn't get to see him at CrimeCon. I didn't buy. Someone else bought me a ticket. I can't tell you who that is, but I do know who it was. Someone bought me a ticket to CrimeCon. It was like $280. Someone very kind, when I was working with Trish, bought me a ticket, and he was billed to go, and unfortunately he got sick at the last minute around that time when we all were worried about getting sick, and he wasn't allowed to go. So that's right. I think some of the details of this case are outrageous. You hear of that resident who got sick of the smell of the fridge outside of their home or near their home, and opened it thinking it was a dead animal, removed the garbage bag and the from the fridge, but there was tape or plastic surrounding the fridge, trying to keep it closed, and decided, oh, I'll just pop that in a bin. How heavy was this girl? Like, she would have to be 40, 50 kilos. I mean, you would have to be like, I don't know what kind of animal you got here, like polar bear, some sort of giant kangaroo. I don't know. It's like, what animal weighs that much? Even a dog doesn't. I mean, what is it, Saint Bernard? And they just chucked it in the bin, and then they moved the fridge away from their home because they didn't want the smell out the front of their home. Now, I'm not saying they did anything wrong. They actually contacted police when they realized what had happened, but pretty awful. She was dissected, yeah, dissected. Well, yeah, they got him cleaning his property, buying a bunch of cleaning items. That is normally a pretty good indication of a crime scene. You see someone rush down to the supermarket and buy, bleach, gloves, plastic bags, tape, anything like that. Ajax, spray and wipe, things that make your house smell better. It's probably to clean up a crime scene. Let's go back, actually. I think I have some of those details. Let me see. Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back a few days ago to the ABC one that came out the day they were arrested, I'm pretty sure. Let's go back to that one.
She was a lover of animals and a loyal friend who hoped to one day be a marine biologist.
Isla was a beautiful, kind, honest, courageous person.
Everything about her just radiated light.
But that dream has been taken away. 53-year-old Murat Garnier from St Kilda has been charged with Isla Bell's murder, and 57-year-old Eyal Yaffe charged with assisting an offender with murder. Isla, then 19, was last seen leaving her home in Brunswick at the start of October. Police have previously said her phone went inactive about 2 days later. About 2 weeks after that, on Isla's 20th birthday, her heartbroken mother begged for her safe return.
My heart just aches.
Then police raided properties in Bentley East and Mulgrave yesterday before the horrific discovery overnight. In court documents, police allege she was murdered on October 7.
It's been a really difficult time, and the news that we've heard has been devastating.
Mr Garnier's court appearance was over in minutes, with no details of the allegations against him before he was remanded in custody. But his lawyer told the court Mr Garnier had gone 2 days without taking prescribed methadone, the medication used to treat opioid dependence. He'll return to court in March. Jesse Thompson, ABC News.
On speaking, Mr. Getnev, or whatever his name is, Geneve, when he spoke to police, the police asked him whether he had slept with Isla Bell, whether they were in a sexual relationship of some sort. And he's like, oh no, she's too young for me. But I could have had her if I wanted to. Okay, buddy. You think the world of yourself, do you? I think there was a sexual relationship there. That's pretty obvious. She was telling people about a Russian sugar daddy. Unfortunately, those arrangements normally typically involve exchange of money or gifts for sexual contact. And I would suggest that there was a sexual relationship there. I mean, yeah. I mean, he just trying to deny any type of, deeper relationship with Isla, so you could try to say, oh, I saw her once, and then, I don't know what happened to her. She just left. Like we always hear. Yeah, so she was telling friends that she'd met this guy and blah, blah, blah. I know the family did gather for a sort of a rally. That's what the photo in the thing here is. I want to play that for you. That was a couple of days ago. If I can grab it. I should be able to get it from here. Okay.
A Brunswick teenager, Isla Bell, has bravely marched in her honour just days after her body was found dumped at a Dandenong tip. Their stand against violence came as the man accused of helping cover up the killing faced court.
The tragic death of Isla Bell is too much to bear for her grieving family.
When will men care enough about the sacred feminine and hold each other accountable? Be seen, be heard, and rage like your life depends on it.
Today uniting with thousands of others calling for an end to violence against women as the man accused of helping cover up the 19-year-old's murder faced a Melbourne magistrate.
She moved the perpetrator from the lounge room where there was no coverage into the kitchen where she knew there were cameras and where his actions would finally be caught.
The court heard Eyal Yaf allegedly masked smells in the trailer and fridge where Isla's body was being hidden. The 57-year-old is now seeking bail.
She was taken way too soon and it wasn't fair. And we hope that justice is served.
Today marks the beginning of a global movement, 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, honouring the lives of mothers, sisters and daughters allegedly taken at the hands of men.
One woman every 4 days is killed allegedly by male violence. This is the biggest crisis that women and girls across our community face.
Isla stood for women's rights and she was strong right to her very last breath.
Geordie Wright, 7 News.
There you go. You heard some more details there. Her family believes that she moved from one area of the home to another where there was a CCTV overview, hoping to catch the accused's actions on camera. I really want to know more about this advanced, whatever they call it, advanced CCTV. That's how they described it in the police brief that they handed to the court. I would like to know more about that advanced CCTV and where was it, and how did it capture stuff through the window. I would like to know more about this. It is very sad. You can hear the anger, the outrage from her family. I mean, deservedly so. I mean, I don't understand how you could begrudge them their time on that microphone to express themselves at, losing their family member in such a horrific way. It's one of the worst crimes I can think of in Melbourne recently, maybe since, I don't know. It's been a while since there's been one that's been, been able to draw everyone together. Maybe since 2013, where the ABC presenter went missing while walking home in Brunswick. That may be the last time I saw something like this. Like, the community coming together, that type of thing. I think so too. I'm, Ping has a rule. I don't contact victims' families, so I haven't spoken with them, but I would suggest from the video footage around that is correct. Yeah, I think it's getting. There's been unfortunately a lot of violent attacks against women in public places recently. There was a girl murdered in a park while walking home from work a couple of years ago. There was, I think, another woman that was attacked in a park that was walking home. She got killed too. There's been a bunch that have been killed by their partners. I mean, it just seems to never end. I remember when we started this year, and we started out in the west of Melbourne with the missing person case, and it just steamrolled from there through the year. I don't know what the count is now. I think it was like 55. I'd have to ask that lady, what's her name? Sherelle. I'd have to ask her. She would know the total right now. She does the counter for femicide. So I would have to ask her, but I think it's up in the 50s. It's far too many. Hey, STL Cards, good to see you. Marilyn Landis, retired RN in Cypher 1, Diamond Heart. It's good to see you all. Pretty tragic story. I will keep on this, just like I will the other ones. I don't know if we're going to hear too much before I think it's late January. Let me double check that. Yeah, 24 hours ago. Just trying to look for the next court date. I thought it was early next year. They don't. Yeah, it just says it'll return to court next year. So sometime early in 2025, we'll be back in court looking at what to do next. Here's actually a little map of like the fridge is allegedly moved from the St Kilda apartment, and then they move the fridge to Hampton. Then they move it out to Mulgrave. Then a resident finds it in Clayton. And what's this one? Yeah, the resident later moves it down here into Tucker Road and Brossa Avenue in Bentley, along with other hard rubbish. So it got moved all around the southeast of Melbourne with her body inside of it until that resident found it here on somewhere between November 18th and yeah, something like that. Is that it? This way. Oh, this way. It got moved around Melbourne, whichever way, but all around, not too far from me. I won't give you my exact location, but I'll say this is pretty close to where I live. Probably a few suburbs away from me. So I know all these areas. So these are all pretty close together. But yeah, you can see how far her body was moved around part of southeast Melbourne. Just moved her around like she was some sort of dead animal, or I think we even treat animals better, right? We give them burials in little cardboard boxes and treat them with some respect when they pass away. She was given no respect. Just dumped on a corner with other hard rubbish. Pretty gross. Carla says, "Have you heard any more about the teen camper that was murdered?" Not yet. I have spoken again to some people. Guys, hold on. Sorry, guys. We're getting a bunch of like stuff delivered for the holiday, like for the wedding, and it just keeps coming in. It's like we needed one of everything for the wedding, so we had to get luggage, and because I was like, oh wait, we don't have any luggage. Gayla says mail or muffin. Yeah, it was mail. All right, yeah, cat delivery. Sana says, oh, I'm caught up. Okay, good. All right. All right. Let me head to this update. I really only want to do this very briefly. Hold on. All right. 422. All right. If I can find it. Apparently everything is being against me today after I stopped the show for 2 minutes. Let me find my links. All right, here. So a few hours ago, I only want to cover this very, very quickly to be respectful. Ryan Kobayashi, they did complete that ME examination. Their manner of death is S word here, S word. And cause of death was multiple blunt force traumatic injuries. So it's now his body is now ready to be released to be taken back to Hawaii, I guess, or wherever they plan to have his burial. And that's about it for this one. I'm not going to do too much more on Ryan. I don't think it's I think you go any further than this and you're starting to get into the grief vampire side of true crime, and that's not what I'm about. I just wanted to give you a quick update on it because I think that's, it's important, but at the same time, yeah, just want to be quick about it. My question is on the guy they gave bail to, why did not take his passport? They probably did. It was probably one of the conditions. He has to do electronic ankle monitoring too. So one of the conditions was probably that he can't head to any port of call, which includes airports or cruise ship or anything like that. All right, have fun in the steam shower. Sianis is a question, yeah. All right, yeah. So that's the update for that. I don't think they did a video update. They did hear out of Fox 10 Phoenix. Yeah, we can play this for you.
Strange twist in the disappearance of a woman who vanished after landing at LAX earlier this month.
Yeah, Ron joins us now with the very latest on this case. Hi, Ron.
All right, you guys, the missing woman is 31-year-old Hannah Kobayashi. She was traveling from Maui to LAX and then was supposed to get on a connecting flight to New York, but never made that second flight and seemingly just disappeared. And this morning, in a bizarre twist, we've learned that her father, who had gone to LA to search for her, has been found dead himself at the airport. So this is the newest development. In fact, he was just giving interviews the other day to media in Los Angeles. You can see him right there talking to our sister station, Fox 11. 58-year-old Ryan Kobayashi found dead at LAX at one of the parking structures. The county coroner's office confirming his death, saying they will investigate, but it appears that he may have jumped to his death from the top of the parking garage. And here are the posters that have been handed out. Surveillance video. His daughter, Hannah, got to LAX, had quick layover, but the video shows her getting off the plane, but then never making that second flight to New York. According to authorities, the 30-year-old could be in extreme danger. Her family feared that she might have been kidnapped or drugged or even become a victim of human trafficking. In fact, her sisters come forward to say her last few messages and even social media posts were strange and didn't even sound like her.
Just very unlike her to just disappear. Even in those text messages, it just did not seem like her, or it just seemed like someone else, or maybe someone did something to her to alter her state of mind, because it's not how she normally speaks. She's one of the most grounded people that I know.
Her family has been working with LAPD and the FBI and handing out flyers regarding her disappearance in LA. But again, she remains missing. New clues do keep emerging. There's footage now that shows her at the Grove shopping center in LA the day after she missed that New.
I'm going to leave it there. Carla says we want to keep the focus on Hannah and sending love to her whole family. Yeah, I don't care how this ends. Like, I'd rather that Ryan wasn't, dead. But with Hannah's side, I don't care how this ends as long as we find out that she's okay. I don't care if she goes back to her family. I don't care if she wants to go live on her own. I don't care if she wants to go live in with the people up north in Alaska. I don't mind. I just want to find out if she's okay. That's the goal here. So I heard a lot of negativity around people saying, oh, what if she just wants to be left alone? We should all just shut up about it. That's fine. I don't care if she wants to be left alone. If she wants to be left alone and she wants to live a nomadic lifestyle traveling around the US in a camper van or something, great. That's fine. She's an adult. She can do that. But still need to make contact with her, or she needs to make contact with police and just let them know. That's all it would take. If that is the case, that's all it would take, is a single phone call and a video chat with them saying, look, I'm cool. Yeah, sorry for worrying everyone, but I'm fine. And if that's not the case and there's something really bad here, then we got to keep going. So either way, it would end with finding out what's going on with her and if she's okay. Yeah, that's right. Find out if just tell the cops. Tell the LAPD if you're okay, if you're out there. Rachel says, I don't know if it's confirmed, but she's been seen on live streams in so not great areas. Yeah, someone said that Pico area is not a good area or something. They said it's pretty after dark. People don't go there. By the way, thank you very much for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. It's very kind of you, and I do appreciate it. April B says, I hope she's okay wherever she is. That's the hope, right? We all hope, and that we don't have to keep reading about people dying. Like, I rather give you 20 stories about people being found alive than one person who unfortunately was killed somehow. I'd rather have a show that's called Ping's Happy Stories of Survival rather than, true crime and people that got killed. Like, that would be much more better. I'd like that. Kaliza says, hi, guys. I say hi to you too. By the way, our friend of the chat, Mr. DJ, unfortunately, I have some very sad news. DJ was attacked today by an Australian drop bear in Texas. I don't know how this happened or how he got across a drop bear in Texas, but he told me in email today that he was attacked by a drop bear. I don't know where that came from. Someone must have mailed him one all the way from Australia, but that's why he's not here right now. He's recuperating from his injuries. Nanalana, how are you? Good to see you. It's good to see everyone. All right. What is a drop bear? A drop bear is no, I can't tell you. It's a secret Australian. I don't know what you call it, but it's like a very secret, sacred thing that all Australians carry with them until they meet people that are not from Australia. And unfortunately, I cannot tell you. It's a code that all Australians live by, that we're not allowed to inform you until you come to Australia. It's a myth? I don't know about that. You ask DJ if it's a myth. You ask DJ. Apparently, he got attacked by one. That's what he told me. He said in email right here. I got it right here. He says, I'm pretty sure I am sick right now, and it is not from allergies. You see, I was attacked by an Australian drop bear. And he says, I'm hoping I can recover from this. And I said, sorry, my friend, they are fatal to all tourists. And he says, I know. This is most surely goodbye. And I said, goodbye, my friend. So there you go. There was the exchange with DJ a couple of hours ago. Yeah, so no more letters. Yeah, flying DJ, yeah. It's related to the American, what do they call it in America? The American hoop snake. So you guys have the hoop snake that chases people? Very similar to that one. That's like when I told you I went to 2 red carpet events and missed your shows. I thought maybe you went to like some sort of like really famous event. I thought you went to like something really like prestigious, like you were at the Golden Globes. All right, let's keep going, my friends. Let's keep going. Oh, I have some more pictures from Isla's. What would you call it? It's like a protest or a rally. Look how many people turned out. So many people turned out to support probably not just Isla Bell and her family, but women in general. Nice turnout. I don't know where this one was. Is it in Melbourne? Yes, in Melbourne. And there's the photo I used for the thumbnail. Great photo. It says, our cousin Isla Bell deserved better. Yes, she did. And there's Isla there. There's some other ladies saying no excuse for abuse. That is true. And they're just, different photos. So did they give us a number of people? Oh, They said 8,500 Victorians, including men and boys, marched in solidarity this week against gender-based female violence in Melbourne. Great turnout. Great turnout. Reminds me of the one that happened years ago for God, I'm having a real mental blank. Hold on. Jill Meagher. Jill Meagher, back in 28th of September 2013, after we found out what happened to Jill, half of Melbourne turned out to march against violence against women. It was one of the biggest. I was here on this day. If you can find me in the crowd, I'm not sure if there are. You probably can. If you look through all the video footage, you might be able to find me. I actually went to this because I was so touched by her story. I was a much younger man at the time. I was just, if I'm, so I was 30 years old. I think it might have been, just turned 30. And after, this was one of the most symbolic, but also coming together of the city and community and different people and walks of life and young and old that I have ever seen in Melbourne. Really, it was one of the most amazing things ever to be a part of. They say Jill Meagher remembered as thousands marched down Sydney Road in Melbourne. This was back Sunday, 29th of September, 2013. I don't know if we've ever done Jill's story on the show, but reminds me of that. So they got a really good turnout, 8,500 people. That is a lot of people. It's like half a football game. Thavi says, still here, packing for the trip. I'm packing for my trip too. I had to buy luggage. I haven't bought luggage in 15 years or something. I'm old. I feel old. Trust me. I was doing a workout today. I was like, have I always been this unfit? I was like, I'm only 10 minutes into an hour. Can I sit and have like a 15-minute break? Can I do that? Can I have a break in working out? And I'll do another 10 minutes. It's not the way it works, though. For those of you that don't know Jill Meagher, I maybe we should play something and just show you how little things have changed in 10 years. Let me see if I can find like back when it happened. Okay, yes, I can. ABC News, 27th of September 2012. Let's go back here, all the way back 10 years ago. 12 years ago. Wow, no, I must have been 28. Jeez, I was younger than I thought.
Let's get an update on Jill Maher's disappearance now. We're joined by Lisa Maksimovic, who's outside the shop where that CCTV footage was taken early on Saturday morning. Lisa, good morning to you. Police poring over that video this morning to try to find any clues to Jill's disappearance.
That's right, Michael, and it will help retrace her final steps. And just to illustrate what we know of her final movements, we know that she crossed the road after leaving bar etiquette with her friends. She walked north on Sydney Road until she got to this store, a bridal boutique store, and CCTV footage captured her at this point being approached by a man. They spoke for about 40 to 45 seconds, which police said seemed casual by appearance, that possibly they didn't know each other and were engaging in casual conversation. She continued to walk past the store after speaking to him for 40 to 45 seconds and stopped here, got out her phone, seemed to be fumbling around with it, and police say she might have then been speaking to her brother in Perth. But once she took her final steps past the boutique store, she's not been seen since, and police are hoping that this CCTV footage and people coming forward, perhaps as eyewitnesses, will help piece together her last movements.
And that CCTV footage, which we've all seen, Lisa, has led police to concentrate much greater on their suspicion that she may have been abducted.
That's right. They're particularly interested in talking to the man in a blue hoodie, jeans and sneakers who was seen doubling back across that CCTV footage. He's described as being in around his 30s, but there's quite good vision there, and police are hoping that anyone who knows him or the man himself will come forward. They say because of this CCTV footage, they're moving more and more towards the likelihood that she was abducted. Now, that only increases fears that she's met with foul play, having now not been seen for 6 days. Police are also very interested in speaking to a number of other people who were also captured on that tape. There were another 6 people aside from Gillar captured on this CCTV footage from the bridal store, and police want those people to come forward. We believe that one of those people may have already contacted police. But one interesting development this morning, social commentator and comedian and writer Catherine Devney has written on her Twitter page that she herself was approached by a man matching that exact description.
So I'll leave it there, but the man that ended up being responsible for this was named Adrian something. Hold on. Ping just got a mental. I always get getting mental blanks when I'm like, I just looked it up before I stopped the video. Oh, Adrian Bailey. Adrian Bailey. That's not his real name though. I remember he changed his name after he used to live in another area of Melbourne or Victoria. He was out on bail, changed his name, moved to this side of the state, and yeah, he really should have been back in jail long ago. And Jill Meagher should still be here today because of it. Yeah, so here I'll show you this. This video is not yet available. Okay. They're saying it took 6 days to catch Jill Meagher's killer, about 6 hours for him to confess, and 6 minutes for a judge to remand him in custody. They're saying before the notorious R-wordist and murderer Adrian Bailey was locked up, Jill's husband Tom, while coming to terms with the highly publicized disappearance of his wife, became suspect number 1. Yeah, so many people blamed Tom, and he had nothing to do with it. He was at home at their, I think it was an apartment, and he was waiting for her to come home after, going out after work briefly, and everyone thought it was him. Like, so many people, they're like, oh, he's just killed his wife and then dumped her somewhere. And then the video came out, and you saw that in the previous video I played of someone catching up to Jill as she walks past that shop, and that video exploded when that finally came out, and everyone was like, oh my god, it's not the husband, it's this guy here. They ended up finding Jill like 100K away in the country in a shallow grave. I think it was about a week later, and yeah, it ended up being Adrian Bailey, who had a history of abusing women, a history of drug use, of R-word, of SA, and it was one of those sliding doors moments. One of the interesting things is the cops found her bag like in a weird location in the alley here around here. And I think they found her something else on an awning on the top. Can't remember what it was now. It's been a while since I've looked at the case, but there you go. You can see the forensic police, but he should never have been free. And yeah, he should never have been out of custody. They're saying here, it did not take long for investigators to shift their focus to Bailey, a notorious sex offender who had a decades-long history of R-word and violence. Almost said it. Police knew they had precious little time to catch a violent criminal they thought was probably unlikely to stop. They said CCTV footage from outside a boutique along Sydney Road showed a brief interaction between Jill and her killer and would lead police to Bailey. It also directed detectives to 2 pieces of key evidence Bailey said he could not explain, another that would ultimately force the confident killer to confess. They say Bailey's car showed up on a toll transaction on Moreland Road at the same time as Jill's phone was traveling through that area. Police said this was the first piece of information that indicated Bailey could be their man. Secondly, investigators traced the movements of Jill and Bailey using phone tracking and were able to plot them on the same path with each other at the same time. They say both mobiles reached Gisborne, where Jill's body was later found, but only one phone returned from that location, and that was Adrian Bailey's phone, not Jill's phone. They're saying confident killer lost his cool. Police searched his home while they interviewed him and uncovered a vital piece of the puzzle, Jill's SIM card, in his possession. And they say homicide detective Paul Rowe, who conducted the interview, said it appeared Bailey thought he would get away with the crime. They said he was a very confident person to the extent that he was quite relaxed initially. Bailey insisted he had argued with his girlfriend while in the city on the night Jill went missing, then spent 2 hours looking for her before eventually going home. And they said Ron Iddles, you guys know him from documentaries. Ron said, I'm worried about women. Women shouldn't walk around on their own. I don't know about that. I think we should have a society where women can walk around on their own. And yeah, so they busted him. There's a photo of him. Here he is. There's him after they finally got him and got him into custody. And then everyone, you know. Yeah, array. So yeah, that the march that they had for Isla and other women and to stop violence against women reminds me so much of the one that happened for Jill Meagher, which was not just for her. It was a wider thing about violence against women. But being that it was 11, 12 years ago, it doesn't seem like much has changed, right? We're still talking about these stories. We still have women that are turning up dead. We still have women that can't walk or go for a jog at night, and that is disappointing in a city like Melbourne that should be safe for everyone. Gayla says, have you seen the new drama series? I think it's called Curfew. No, I've not seen that one. Video Real says, killers don't think like most, they divert, they swerve. When we drive, we must stay proactive as countries, people. Simple math. Yes, that is true. I agree. Carla says, I know money doesn't bring someone back, but there had to be a way to hold judges accountable for these beasts they released to society. Well, you'd hope so. Like, they made this mistake with Adrian many, many years ago. And they're still making those same type of decisions, including just yesterday for the accused accomplice in the Isla Bell case. I mean, I don't know what you want more to see. That nothing has improved, nothing has changed. There's been no bail reform. You're still letting people out that apparently hurt women. Gayla says men can't go out at night, but women can. But there are still what? Men can't go out at night? Do you mean women can't go out at night, but men can? But there are still murderers because men sneak out. What? Oh, you mean the show you're talking about, Curfew? I've never heard that. What is this? I don't. The government enforces a curfew to protect its people from getting infected by a virus. Oh, is it a documentary about Melbourne during COVID? Because that's what happened here. We got shut down for like 2 years. I can't say I've ever heard of this show. Interesting. It reminds me of the one out of New Zealand called The Creamery. If you haven't seen The Creamery, if you're like pro women, it would be a funny and interesting watch. It's a comedy, but it's a comment on society at the same time. It's a good one too. What does it say here? Curfew is a thought-provoking new show that explores an alternate reality where men aren't allowed out after dark. I'm not sure I like that reality. I'm a good guy. I mean, I don't go out at night that often anymore, so maybe it doesn't bother me, but I'm not hurting no women. Why can't I go out? They're saying, as we continue to grapple with the ongoing national emergency that is violence against women and girls, a new TV series, Curfew, is set to tell in an alternative reality, exploring what could happen if men were kept inside under curfew to keep women safe, and the complexities that may come with it. You'd have far less babies because you wouldn't have men meeting women like in a consensual way. You would have your birth rate would drop like crazy. You would have a country of old people in about 25 years because you would have no your birth rate would be like 1%. Because that's how most people meet other people, is it through nightlife or friends or going out or, social groups or gatherings. So it wouldn't work. But we can do more to protect people with bail reform and stronger sentencing, where we don't let people out. If you get sentenced to 20 years, you get sentenced to 20 years. You don't go, oh, well, because you're a first time offender and you only killed one woman, don't do it again. And we'll let you out after you've served 35% of your sentence. All right. You promise. You make a promise to court. All right. You're not gonna kill any more women, are you? No, I'm not gonna kill any more women. All right. Well, you can serve only 7 years. All right, and then we'll let you out. And then they get out and they kill another woman. They say, hey, what did we tell you last time you were in court? We said, hey, don't go around killing any more women. We tried to give you a chance. All right, this time you're in a bit more trouble. You've now killed 2 women. We're going to make you serve 55% of your sentence. All right. You promise this time no more women. All right. Don't kill any more. Next time you come in, we'll have to up your sentence again. That's sort of how it works, and they just have to promise the court that they ain't going to kill any more women. It's very annoying. Carla says it's too expensive to care for them. I think that's why it is. There are solutions to that. Gayla says the little clip I watched really freaked me out. When does it come out? When is it coming out? Yeah. According to the synopsis, the TV series will tell the story of an alternate reality where all men live under the Women's Safety Act, bound by a strict curfew between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. every night, with their movements tracked by an ankle tag 24 hours a day. The hell, what if you've never done a crime? The series kicks off with the discovery of a woman's body brutally murdered during curfew hours and left on the steps of the Women's Safety Center. Yeah, I can understand why. Because people are probably upset that they're getting... I get it. It's a commentary on women being targeted in society. And this is the reverse of it. That men are actually the ones who are, stigmatized. And they become the minority here because they're the ones that get kept inside. And the women have a different power flip because they're the ones that are allowed out 24 hours a day without being tracked. So I get what it is. But at the same time, Curfew trailer sets the scene. Oh, we can't watch it, unfortunately, because the video is private. Why is it private? I don't know. But I don't know. It could be interesting. When is it? October 10. It's already out. So October 10. You guys will have to let me know if it's any good. I'm not sure if it's out here yet. Yeah, I don't think it's out here yet. I haven't seen it. No, I don't pay for Paramount. No. Nope. Nope. I don't pay for streaming TV normally. I think it's ridiculous, We asked cable companies for choice. We're like, hey, maybe we just like the cooking channel or TLC. And they're like, yes, okay, we'll give you an a la carte service and we'll allow other companies to offer you an a la carte service, but we're going to fragment it so badly that you'll end up going to be paying the same amount to watch what you had before when you paid less money. So now if you want the same things that you had 10 years ago, you're going to have to pay like $20 more a month. That's basically what happened. Retired says you shouldn't have been born male, Ping. Quite enjoy being male, thank you. Quite enjoy my things I can do being a male. Don't know if I want to be a girl. Don't think that entices me that much. I like women, but I don't think I want to be one. Carla says, and then they give you the home shopping network with 3 times of it. Yeah, I know. They're like, have some bonus channels. You can have the racing channel. You can have the one that sells you crap that you don't want. And you can have the other one that sells you crap that you don't want. There you go. Bonus channels. All right, let's see what else we got. I know that there was a update. Hold on. Let me check one other thing. Oh, an Amber Alert. Okay. Oh, you just found safe. Thank the Lord. I'm glad that we don't have to do a... I had an Amber Alert on my list from earlier, but we don't have to do it. Luckily, the child was found and the suspect was captured. Give me 1 second. I'll show you that story from earlier. Yeah. Let's go to CBS Colorado.
Zara, your phone went off with that Amber Alert earlier this afternoon, notifying you of the search for this woman, Crystal Denman. Well, tonight we have learned she is now in custody. We've also learned that a young boy taken this morning is safe. Good evening, I'm Karen Lee.
And I'm Michaelia White, in for Michael tonight.
The boy was recovered in the last hour near Anton, Colorado, which is east of the metro area. It started after the child's father was shot and injured at an apartment complex in Lakewood this morning. Your reporter, Gabriela Vidal, joins us from Lakewood right now. And Gabby, you have just talked with that boy's family.
Yeah, that's right, Karen. And we're outside Lakewood PD right now, where the family met up and spoke with us about how they're feeling so grateful to know that this ended in a positive life. And 70-year-old Uriah is safe. Now, he was taken from his home earlier this morning, but they're feeling a sense of relief knowing that he is now safe, and they hope to reunify with him shortly. Now, we have a picture of 7-year-old Uriah provided by the family. His mother, who shares joint custody with Uriah's father, tells us the boy was staying at his dad's this morning at a home on Kendall Street when the dad was shot around 6 a.m. The woman who took Uriah, 26-year-old Crystal Denman, is an ex-girlfriend of Uriah's father, according to the family. And they also say that she's had a restraining order against her and a lot of past problems with the family. Crystal was taken into custody just before 4 p.m. near Last Chance in Colorado, sending multiple agencies on a pursuit throughout southeastern Colorado. The family tells me that they are grateful to all the police departments that helped bring Uriah back home.
Hey, it's nice to see a child that we don't have to report winding up in a gutter or something. It's nice to see an Amber Alert resolved and, someone held accountable. It's a good news situation. STL Card said, I had a Spectrum bill. It was almost $200. That is far too much. Far too much. I hope you got rid of that. Rachel says, I'm over cable going to streaming as soon as fiber hits my road. I don't have fiber. I've got HFC, which I get 1 gigabit down, 1 gigabit down, and 50 gig up. We can't have symmetrical connections because our government is cheap. Rachel says, yeah, that's a lot. I pay quite a bit for internet because I need good upload to make the shows. So I think I pay like 120 in internet, and that's unlimited, like no download limit. And I think my phone's only like $30 a month. So I only pay like 150 for phone and internet. $80 for Spectrum internet only. That's pretty good. Yeah, you don't have line of sight to the satellite. Yeah, so internet's pretty expensive in Australia for 1 gigabit with a 50 up. Yeah, 129 a month. Gayla says our Virgin is 119 pounds. It's pretty cheap for a Virgin. I mean, you shouldn't speak too loudly. Like you get a lot of people wanting to buy that. Here there's a big market for that. They normally call it a different name though, like something that starts with like S and the second word starts with a T. They've made a movie about it. It's called Taken. That type of thing. Oh, you mean it's internet? Oh, the company Virgin Mobile. Okay, I get you. Gayla says that's bloody expensive, Ping. I know, but that's the cost of it down here. It used to be 150, but they dropped it 2 months ago. They dropped $20 off. But yep, that's what it costs down here. Everything's expensive here. Have I shown you our housing market? Here, you want a house down here? $1.5 million. You think I'm joking? It's not. It's for real. It's like San Francisco pricing down here. You want a home? $1 million minimum. Yeah, real estate. Melbourne. Yeah, I'll show you briefly just for fun. I don't know what that is. Yeah, like the houses are mental. Like these are apartments. Check this out. These are apartments here. $770,000 if you want to live in Lonsdale Street in Melbourne. Almost $1 million for an apartment. This one's not too bad. I bet you it's only a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment in Melbourne in a high rise. Almost $400,000. 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, $500,000. It's just bonkers down here. Another apartment, 400 grand. This one, 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom in Market Street, Melbourne, only 188,000. There is no way that will sell for 188,000. They are price baiting. There's no way. It'll be double that by the time it gets. And these are all very low figures because they want people to come to the auction or whatever. So these are very low. They want people to think they can get it. There you go. 600 grand for an apartment in Melbourne. It's just crazy. These are just $750,000 $750,000. Yeah, it's bit crazy in Melbourne right now. Oh, it's open for offers above $650,000. Yeah, it's a there you go, almost $1 million for a corner penthouse style apartment. Has 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, and a carport. There you go. So a lot of people, unfortunately, will not get on the property ladder in Melbourne. It's just, or anywhere in Australia. The prices are just ridiculous. Look at this. Expressions of interest due on the 18th of December, 1.5 million to 2.1 million. Sure, I'll have 5 of those, please. I'll have 10. I'll have 15. Over the air. That's a good idea, STL. I would say your sister is probably kicking herself at how bad the market's gone up. Yeah. Kathy Lynch says we're in the process of turning our garage into an apartment for our youngest. That's a great idea. It's nice to have a parent that's happy for you. Carolina says we have ocean properties for $1 million. I know I should move to the States, right? If I ever make it big on YouTube and I make a decent amount of money, I may actually move to the USA because it's so much cheaper. I don't think I can't afford a house here. It's not possible, and the interest rates are so high that it'll never happen unless I change countries. I'd have to go to the US. Like my friend bought a house in Arizona. Beautiful house, beautiful southern Spanish style house. Beautiful, like 4 bedrooms. Lives on an estate in Arizona. It was like 165,000, and it's huge. It's got aircon. It's got a garage. It's beautiful. Do you want to share the garage? I think I'll let your kid have it. I'm very messy, and you know, I'm not a very good house guest. Gayla says, I've seen absolutely beautiful old houses in America much cheaper than our poop houses here. Yeah, London has the same problem. Carolina says, yeah, Ping, I'm trying to find where I can move cheaper. I think everyone is. April B says, so are there people leaving the country now? I don't think so. I think everyone's grinning and bearing it right now, but the inflation and the exploding property market that doesn't seem to be slowing down. Like there's people who had rents that go up here. They used to pay like, you know, $800 a week or whatever, and the real estate turned around and asked them for like $1,500 a week, like almost 100% increase. And they're just like, oh, if you won't pay it, someone else will. You know, yeah, rents are high too. Same here. You guys would be very, very shocked at what I pay in rent. I promise. If I told you, you guys would just faint. Gayla says there's loads of Americans coming here. I know. Well, they go there, then we'll go to America, and we'll just make it like a chain. All the UK people will come to Australia, and we'll just make it like a whirlpool around the world of people. We'll just keep going around in circles like this. Yep. Oh, what's going on? Fuck. Oh, okay. Hey, guys, I have to shut down the show. We're actually taking the cats to the vet because they've got to be vaccinated before they go to the kennel, like not the kennel, but like the cat hotel thing when we go to the wedding. So they have to have it today. If they don't have it today, they won't be immunized in time for the trip in 2 weeks. So I have to leave a little early today. I would normally stay until 6 p.m., but I can't. I am really sorry. And yeah, so if I can come back later, once I get back home, I'll start up a stream for everyone, okay? But I have to get out of here, unfortunately. And we have to try get Muffin into a carrier. You did. Please feel sorry for me because Muffin is a pain in the bum to get into his carrier. We have to blanket him and then put him in like a burrito. It's the only way to get him in there. Yeah, so good night, everyone. I love you all so much. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Carla is our #1 donator tonight. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support of the channel over the last few weeks has been really generous and very helpful, especially with this wedding coming up. And it really has helped. Thank you very much. I don't think I could do it without you guys, really. It's been very, very helpful. I can't wait to be on the road with you all. It's going to be so much fun. Yes. But yeah, got to go, unfortunately. Yeah, it's for both of them. They've got to go have their vaccination and they're going to get their claws done too and get wormed and all that. So yeah, he's hyper nervous. Muffin is relaxed here, but you mess with his routine or anything and he gets hyper nervous. So he's a nervous little boy. So we've got to try to figure this out. I will see you tomorrow, okay? Or maybe later tonight. We'll see. I love you all. I'll see you then. Good night. Bye.